I speak at SCORE of Orange County every month and host different workshops. And one of the common question that comes up from a lot of these small business advertisers is, should you own your Google Ads account? And this is a question that really boils my blood and a topic that gets me kind of riled up because I have definitely had experiences working not just with Google Ads agencies, but other agencies in general that operate in a very unethical manner. And I want to bring this to your attention so you know what to look out for and what you should be doing if you're having a structured arrangement between yourself and an agency or freelancer when it comes to actual ads management. Now, if you are paying someone to manage your Google Ads account, but you don't actually own that ad account, that should definitely concern you. And in today's episode, I'm going to be breaking down who should legally and technically own that Google Ads account, why some agencies keep that ownership, and how to protect yourself without damaging the relationship. So, the short answer to this question that you see at the very top of the screen is yes. You should own your ad account as a business owner. Agencies should only be granted access, but not ownership. Now let's talk about, I've got three main reasons why you should own your Google Ads account. The first is your data is an asset. What does this mean? Your Google Ads account has conversion history, keyword history, search term data, audience data, lots of different performance benchmarks that can be leveraged in order to optimize your ad campaign. And that data accrues over time. So if an agency owns the account and you decide to part ways with that agency, you will lose that history. And starting over can be very detrimental to your performance because it would reset learning periods, rebuild the different smart bidding signals needed in order to adjust and learn. And then also you would be losing optimization momentum. So for a lot of service-based businesses, this can materially impact your lead flow and just volume in general. The second reason why you should own your Google Ads account is for transparency. If you do not own your Google Ads account, you don't actually see the true ad spend. You may not actually see the true conversion data, and you don't know what's real and what's not. Ultimately, you don't know what campaigns truly exist and if the data that your agency is reporting to you is accurate and aligned with what's actually showing up in the Google Ads dashboard. So ownership protects transparency. If you don't actually own your Google Ads account, the problem that could arise is your agency could be inflating numbers. They could be potentially, if you're paying them a $5,000 all-in budget to manage and run the ads, you don't know what percentage of that is going towards your ads versus the agency fees. So maybe they could be spending only $500 on ads but pocketing $4,500, and that's why it's really important to have access so that you can see exactly what's being spent. The third reason why you should own your Google Ads account is for billing control. A typical best practice is that the business owns the Google Ads account and the business's credit card is attached to that Google Ads account. The agency is paid separately for their management services. So if the agency runs ads through their master account and invoices you, this creates a lot of fuzzy territory, just like what I said a little bit ago. Spending opacity, potential markup risk, lack of direct reporting access as well. Let's talk about why some agencies would want to keep ownership. I think that this is pretty obvious. They want to keep ownership of it because they want the stickiness and retention. And also they want to make it harder for you to leave. Something else too that I see some agencies that do this will argue is, well, we want to prevent our clients from making changes. But If you want to prevent your clients from making changes, you could just give them read-only access and still give them access so they have that level of transparency. Convenience for the agency should not override long-term client control. The right structure is the business owns the account, the agency owns or manages the account through the manager account access or standard access. So let's talk about what a proper setup actually looks like. So a proper setup should look something like this. Let me zoom in. Okay. The business creates the Google Ads account, then agency requests MCC access or just access. The business maintains admin access, and agency has standard or admin access for management. Agency doesn't necessarily need admin access. And if they do, it might be for certain things like setting up conversion tracking, but it doesn't have to be something that's long-term and needed for a long period of time. So I would say on the safe side, standard access, but if you absolutely need to give admin access for whatever reason in regards to the setup period, then you could do that and change it back to standard. So this is the typical flow of how it should look like. This keeps control with the business and execution with the agency. So a couple red flags to look out for if you are in the process of engaging with an agency or you're currently engaging with an agency. If an agency refuses to grant full access to you, that's a big red flag. Agency says ownership doesn't matter, another red flag. Agency says you will mess things up if you have access. That's not true. You can still have access with read-only access and not mess anything up. And then also, if you just don't have direct login credentials, you never got it, or you just don't have access, ask for it, make sure you get it. And these are definitely things that you need to be paying attention to. And everything that I outlined in this video, hopefully that builds a very strong case for why you should own your Google Ads account. So with that being said, if you're struggling with your Google Ads and need some assistance, I would be happy to provide an audit or managed services. And feel free to reach out in the description or check out my website, level28media.com, and I look forward to seeing you guys there.